Hold on. Why did I bring a sword? Well, hello. I poured my tea, but I didn't bring anything to mix it with, so we're gonna make it do. Yeah. Hello, and welcome to Connor Unscripted. Is that what I'm calling this? In between the more serious videos, I thought it could be nice to have more casual videos where I don't have to try as hard. And I can just talk to the camera about whatever, and we can get to know each other. So this is the first episode of, I think, what I'm gonna call, we'll figure out what this is called eventually, but this is the first episode of a more casual chat with me where I'm not reading off an essay script that I wrote a long time ago. And I get Discord notifications while filming. Not Even a Real Blacksmith says, your big come up is inevitable with the quality of the videos you're making, and I can't wait to see what you create in the future. Anyway, my question, what kind of music do you be listening to? It's kind of all over the place. I was raised on Jason Mraz. That's who my dad played around me the most. But when I started kind of developing my own taste, it was really mostly like hard rock and metal that I started with. Slipknot was like the first metal band I ever listened to, and I thought they were great. But now I really like, in the metal field at least, I really like Mastodon and Gojira. I think that they're pretty sick. In hard rock, there's like a bunch of stuff I love. I love Avenged Sevenfold, I love Hailstorm. My favorite band has been Pearl Jam for a while, but I actually think that my favorite band now is probably Radiohead. And I just think that they make really cool, interesting music. I think that they're a lot of fun. I also, and this is a brag, and it's also it's also an ad, I also make my own music, and I spend a significant portion of my time listening to that. If you don't make music that you like, why are you making it? But also, like, a lot of the music that I make is for D&D, and so I have a lot of time to listen to it where no one else is listening to it after I've written it, because I try to not spoil things or let them whatever. So I'm always listening to my own music. My parents got me this pipe for Christmas, which is funny because, like, growing up, they were like, don't you ever smoke. Don't you ever smoke, you'll die, and I'll kick you out of the house. And I guess they're fine with it now. I don't know. Probably not. I finished writing an essay today, and I think it'll be the next, like, bigger one for the channel. I'm currently trying to figure out someone to be an editor for my videos because I hate editing so much. I'm not good at it, as a lot of people can see, and really would love to devote my time to just the writing. I'm gonna get so many Discord notifications today. I am very popular. It's my D&D group. We're talking about what's gonna happen in our next session. I started painting figures for the first time because I'm the DM for the group and I needed enemies. There's like this guy with blood on his shield, this gnarly fella. This one's cool. Just been getting better. I always get the munchies when I smoke, which is why I have a jar of peanut butter right next to my desk. I guess they gotta eat the peanut butter, I guess. Let's see what else we got. Oh my god. Green Tea 933 says, what inspired you to make this channel? By the way, it's great to see a fellow English major. Green Tea is probably also an English major, so good for you. The reason I made this channel is, actually, I made this channel a really long time ago. I want to say in probably like 2015, probably, because I was posting like little clips and skits that I was making back in like middle and high school. You can go back to the videos on my channel, and there's a video called The New Connor, which I think is still up. There's a lot of old videos that I had made in that you can really see where my head was at when I was making videos back then. It reminds me a lot of my TikTok account. I have had a bigger following than I currently have on YouTube on TikTok. I got to like 10K subscribers on TikTok, and then I found myself like just making content that I didn't care about for no reason other than just getting the views and all that shit. So I stopped. To actually really answer your question, I originally made this channel because I wanted to fuck around and put my skits in a place. And also, what kid who watches YouTubers doesn't at some point dream of being a successful YouTuber? Yeah, I made it for memes and skits and weird conceptual videos like eating a banana with a knife or eating an apple with a spoon. Like, I picked it up again over quarantine, and I streamed a bunch of video games during that time because just I had nothing else going on and it was a lot of fun. My first video essay, the skeleton one, came out in my first year of college when I had just decided to be a writing major and actually devote my time to writing. So I've always wanted to write video essays because like a bunch of my favorite YouTubers are video essayists. There's like Jacob Geller, who I love, there's Super Eye Patch Wolf, and I've always been very inspired by them. Also Brian David Gilbert. Brian David Gilbert is someone who I take so much inspiration from. People have been excited about what I have to say. People also have been very mad about what I have to say. The comments on my video game protagonist video are very mean. Some of them are very mean. I can deal with that, obviously, but I'm just a guy. I don't know if you know this. I'm just a guy. I love swords. I think they're very cool. I don't have any misconception that I can fight with a sword. You'll never see me being like, well, you were fucking girls. I was studying the blade. Cause that's dumb. But I do think that it's cool, and like knowing about the craftsmanship that goes into a sword and the history of them and how they worked on the battlefield is cool. And it's a better pipeline to fall down than like the World War II pipeline, because that is a straight shot to conservatism, and I'm not really looking for that right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Drop your most controversial writing opinion. Controversial writing opinion. I am very particular about dialogue, and I believe that there's really only two ways that you can do it effectively, and it's either realistically or very stylized. It really gets to me where someone's writing the dialogue for a character who they are not like similar to. You can really tell from the writing that the author doesn't really know how the person they're portraying is meant to talk. And it's really easy to avoid that. You make your characters talk in a way that's not specific to any like gender, race, or stereotype. You focus on having dialogue that makes sense in the scene and makes sense with the personality that you've developed around the character. But I find so many people trying to use like little clues in the dialogue to hint about things about their character, which is great. You should be doing that if you can do it, but if you can't do it, it just comes across as really fake and really like lame. This is controversial. I fucking hate with a huge passion the Life is Strange series. I know so many people love those games, and I know that like a lot of people hold them up as like queer representation. First of all, as a queer person myself, there are better options. You can find better stuff. But as a writing person, dude, who wrote the dialogue for that game? Hella steampunk. You hella saved my life. It has the most cringy and unrealistic writing that I've ever seen in a game. I also don't like Detroit Become Human. I know that that's also controversial. I don't like most David Cage games. I think Life is Strange is only popular because it's about lesbians and because it's probably fetishized to a certain degree. I mean, doesn't it also fall into all of the same traps as like a lot of the stuff we criticize queer literature for? Like, if I'm not mistaken, at the end, one of the lesbians dies, and that's a tragic. There's no such thing as a happy ending in a gay love story, apparently, which doesn't have to be the case, but once again, Life is Strange. The first one did super well. Life is Strange Before the Storm, the one that's kind of like a follow-up to Life is Strange, did also okay. Life is Strange 2, specifically the one about the brothers, did not do as well. And then Life is Strange True Colors came out, and that one was also gay, and it did better again. This company is using gay people because it knows it's profitable, not because it cares about telling a queer story. And I believe that there's a possibility that some people on the dev team actually care. If they do care about telling a good gay story, they're not doing it well. It's also a time travel game, so if you're gonna make a game that's a story game that's also about time travel, you need to really lock down the physics of that and like the logic of the world, because holy shit, do so many things happen in that game where I'm literally like, you can control time. you can change pretty much any mistake you make. And I know that it's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, but like, bro, you can't make a video game about time travel and gay people and just pay no attention to what to either of those things. Like, they're gay and they're hot. Time travel's sci-fi, that's enough. We don't really have to think about it. No, you have to think about it. That's what makes a compelling story. That's what makes compelling characters. What's a game that does have good queer representation? Dream Daddy. I haven't played Dream Daddy in fucking years. It's a game that, if I'm not mistaken, the Game Grumps made. That's all about being a gay man and dating other gay men. And they're all pretty well realized, and they have, different flaws and different, strengths and personality traits that interact with your character. And it's interesting. It's well done. In my opinion, it's been a second since I've played it. Games. A lot of games now get around making it a point by just making it so you can play as a man or a woman and romance anyone. A lot of like the bigger, like the more open world games. I haven't even played Baldur's Gate yet, but I know for a fact that that's part of it. Or like Cyberpunk. They try to make it so it doesn't really matter anymore, which is good. I think that's what we should be aiming for just totally normalizing any kind of consenting adult relationship in any game. But at the same time, you can't really claim that any one of those games is specifically about a queer character or a queer relationship, when in reality you've just made the choice to be playing a queer character, which is cool for you. It's fun for whatever story you've got going on in your head, and that might be compelling enough. But I think it would be a fallacy to claim that in itself is queer representation. I guess that's my controversial writing opinion, that Life is Strange is bad. I go back to class tomorrow. I really am not looking forward to that. Okay, I don't know what this video was. I don't know if this series is going to be popular, and I don't know if this video is going to do well at all, but I thought it would be fun to mess around and see if I could just chat with people and have a good time, and if anyone cared about that. So if you like this video, like it, share it. I'll make more of them. If you didn't like this video, feel free to not be mean to me in the comments. Just don't watch it then, Or you can say, this ain't it, Chief. I see what you're doing, but this ain't it, buddy. And I'll respect that. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. I hope you get cancer in your tongue so you can't talk anymore and I just don't have to hear these videos anymore. You can just not watch. You can just go. You're not required to be here. It's been way over 15 minutes. The teacher is not in class. You can go. Thanks for watching. Should I shout anyone out? Shout out to Garden Nerd for being the only person to have bought a membership for my YouTube channel. One of the only people who has joined the exclusive members only Discord, and therefore we've had a few conversations that have been really, really cool and really nice. And they've been nice. I asked if I could link anything of theirs, and they gave me this Spotify playlist to talk about. I don't use Spotify, so I haven't listened to this, but if you use Spotify, consider checking it out. I literally don't know what's on it, but they made it. So thank you for becoming a member. I'm also looking for new channel art. I need a profile picture and I need a banner. If you're any kind of artist and you'd like to share your art for free, that would mean the most to me. If you'd like to share your art not for free, you can still reach out to me, and hopefully at some point in the future I'll be able to help support it. But thank you so much for watching. I spilled on myself. Cut it.